All right, guys, Milwaukee Bucks win the NBA. The 2020-2021 NBA season is over. What an absolute joke of a season, especially during the playoffs. So I like the Bucks to win tonight. They did. They closed it out. Bucks in 6. I originally liked Suns in 6. But no, in Game 5, they blew a 16-point lead and lost because it's rigged. So I'm going to go through my Bucks decode, then I'm going to show you something that I saw in play that made me win a nice amount of money. So this game was played on 7/20, and this season was a 72-game regular season, so it made sense for it to end tonight. Giannis's 2022 birthday is exactly 72 weeks before the game, so I expected him to have a big game, and he had a monster game. Milwaukee Bucks equals 222, seems to be a huge number. And then check this out, guys. I said if Suns lose Game 6, the all-time record between Suns and Bucks will be 77-77. That is 154 total games, and the Society of Jesus was established in 1540. And I also noticed that when you add up the numbers of Milwaukee's 3 top stars, you get 77. Giannis, 34, Middleton, 22, Holiday, 21. You add up those numbers, 34 plus 22 plus 21, guys, you get 77. An NBA championship equals 77. Joe Biden became US president at age 77, and he was involved in a lot of these decodes, Joe Biden. And when you type in 77, you get 149. Like the Suns picked up their 149th all-time playoff loss tonight. So Bucks can pick up 142nd playoff win and stay on 56 home playoff losses. Coronavirus equals 142 and 56. It's funny how they're playing Pfizer Forum. That sounds a lot like Pfizer. And Arizona's birthday, obviously Phoenix from Arizona. Arizona's birthday is on 14-2. And for another 14-2, look how Giannis got 14 rebounds and 2 assists, like 142. And also look how he played 42 minutes, guys. And they just won the NBA Finals 4-2. I've been discussing the number 42 a lot recently, guys. 50 points. 50 points. So he scored, what? 45% of their points. My word. Then look at these 48s, guys. Game was played on 48 date numerology, 7 plus 20 plus 21. That gets you 48. And I said if Bucks win today, it will be the 48th time a home team have won in the playoffs this season. It is the Bucks coach's 48th game in the playoffs with the Bucks. He can pick up his 48th all-time playoff win, and Milwaukee Bucks equals 48. And I noticed in game 1 of the series, it was 223 total points. And 223 is the 48th prime. As you can see, so many 48s. So many. And the Bucks, they stayed on 147 playoff losses. Suns stayed on 147 playoff wins. This was the Suns' 94th game of the season. And when you type in 94, you get 147. It's just outrageous. It really is. And the Bucks coach, Budenholzer, he was born on a day leaving 147 days left in the year. 147 is a big Freemason number as well. So the Bucks became 16-7 in the playoffs after the win. And 167 is the 39th prime. And why is that significant? Well, Budenholzer stayed on 39 playoff losses. Wow. He also got his 107th home win with the Bucks 17 days before his upcoming birthday, and he stayed on 30 home losses. And Monty Williams, that's the head coach of the Suns, his upcoming birthday is in 11 weeks and 3 days, like 113. And 113, guys, is the 30th prime. So he stayed on those 30 losses. Milwaukee Bucks equals 87. This was the Bucks coach's 87th playoff game. The Bucks advanced to 6-2 versus the Suns for the season and picked up their 62nd win of the season. And the name of the stadium, Fiserv Forum, equals 62. Giannis got his 40th win on a Tuesday, and Tuesday equals 40. And the Suns dropped to 6-5 away in this year's playoffs and stay on 65 season wins. So I like the Bucks. They closed it out, but in play, look at this decode I did here for 77-77. Well, look at the score at the end of the third quarter. 77-77. I was out in a bar, told my friend, Bucks are winning this, told other people, and they looked at me like, what are you talking about? I said, Bucks are winning this. So I put $200 on the Bucks, and they were minus 143. They started the game minus 200. So getting them at minus 143 in play is great. I've said multiple times, I win most of my money in play. This knowledge is powerful. You don't always get it right at all. But when you decode both teams and you see certain numbers at play, when I was like 77-77, I think it was Booker, he went to the free throw line. When it was 77-75, I was like, okay. 75th NBA season, Booker's at the line, rarely misses a free throw, put them both away, 77-77 after 3 quarters. And like I said, Giannis, Middleton, Holiday, their jersey numbers combined, 77, NBA championship equals 77. And now the all-time record between the Suns and the Bucks is 77. Guys, I'll say that again. These two teams have played each other 154 times. And now it's 77 all time. And after 3 quarters, the score was 77. 154 total games. Society of Jesus was established in 1540, like 154. So, yeah, betting in play is fantastic. At the beginning of the series, I liked Phoenix to win. I like Phoenix to win the NBA since they knocked out the Lakers. They didn't. The Bucks got it. And well done to anybody who got on them. Congratulations. But again, when I do these series, there was 6. I think I got 4 out of 6. And I win in play so often. But guys, Giannis, 14 rebounds, 2 assists, like 142. And the Bucks get their 142nd playoff win. He plays 42 minutes. They close it out 4-2. And it's closed out, guys, on the 201st day of the year. The Jesuit order equals 201. Jorge Mario Bergoglio, full name of the Jesuit Pope, his name equals 201. There's a reason why Jeff Bezos supposedly went to space today on the 201st day of the year. And Neil Armstrong supposedly was the first man to step on the moon on the 201st day of 1968. Like, really? It's just a joke. It really is. So 50 points for Giannis, 12 for Holiday, that's 62. Like, they won 62 games this season, and then 62 plus 17, 79. Interesting, because Bucks equals 79, and so does Society of Jesus. So their top 3 players combined for 79 points. My word. So like I said, my biggest goal is to reveal that sports are rigged, try and bring them down. Because if they've been lying to us our whole life about professional sports, And what else are they lying to us about, guys? You know what I mean? If they've deceived us with professional sports, most people love them, invested a lot of time and money and energy into them. What is going on in politics, guys? You know what I mean? But at this point, guys, it's up to you what you believe in. I think if you're gullible and ignorant and don't pay close attention to what's going on, then if something happens to you or somebody takes advantage of you, it's your own fault, in my opinion. People might think that's harsh. But personally, I don't think it is. If you're going to be ignorant and dismiss information and constantly fall for the same tricks, then it's your own fault. So yeah, Bucks win it. The NBA this year was an absolute joke. Over the season, I won a decent amount of money for sure. The playoffs were really difficult, way easier last year. But in general, gambling or calling these games has become more difficult this year. I think the Society of Jesus, etc., they're aware that there's people like myself and other people who are really good at decoding and figuring out what it is they're doing and seeing behind the rituals and the numbers. Like the officials today were wearing 42. One of them had a 42 jersey on. I was like, really? And then I got my check, it was $42. I couldn't believe it. So these numbers are insane. And one of the other officials was wearing 48 on 48 Dayton emoji and all these 48s. It was the 48s that made me like the Bucks. It's tough because the NBA playoffs have been a joke, but I did like the Bucks to win this. So yeah, the officials as well, they know what's going on. They're involved in the ritual, the commentators, the players, the coaches. So yeah, guys. Look, I put it here. It was a really basic. Look at this. I said, anyone notice the officials are wearing number 42 and 48 in the Bucks versus Suns game? And then, how about CP3 scoring the 66 total point when it was 33-33? And then King Dookie saw the 77-77, as did I. This is part of what I do on my page, guys. Every decode I put out may not necessarily win, but I put out the numbers. I always get the numbers. I always identify the numbers. And if you watch the game and you're smart enough to see what's going down, you can profit. And that's what I do consistently. Is why every single month I end with a decent profit. A very decent profit. Bryant, this guy's a fantastic decoder, especially when it comes to soccer, or what I like to call football. Also, total points at half was 89. 89 is the 24th prime. Bucks had 42 points. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, the Bucks had 42 points at half time, guys. And my friend, Chris, can back me up that I called that out. Yeah, 29 plus 13, 42. So look, 29 and then suddenly in the second quarter they only get 13. Suns get 16 in the first. Just know that 53 is the 16th prime. Milwaukee equals 53. It's Milwaukee's 53rd season as well in the NBA and the Phoenix Suns. So them getting 16 points in the first made a lot of sense. But I don't know how these fans don't see it and be like, wait, 29 points, then we get 13? Of course, the Bucks end the fourth quarter with 28 points in the quarter. 28, perfect number, some are 56. They stay on 56 home losses in the playoffs all time. Chris Paul, 26 points, of course. Of course, the guy who's been connected to Kobe. Kobe died on the 26th day of 2020. Devin Booker, cheeky COVID-19 points. Again, one game they can get like 50 points. Next game they'll get 19. Nobody bats an eyelid. Playing against the same players. And by the way, Giannis, this was hilarious. His stats are not here, unfortunately. He got to the free throw line so many times and he was almost perfect. This is a guy who can barely shoot a free throw, like Shaquille O'Neal. Yet, today, in the most high-pressured scenario, he nailed them. He just barely missed. He barely missed, guys. Giannis from the free-throw line. If you know anything about basketball, the guy is, I don't know, he must be about 50%. I bet it was about 85 tonight. Probably 87. It's Milwaukee Bucks equals 87. But, yeah. And didn't Giannis' dad recently died? How interesting. Let's find out when he died. Charles, that name, man, equals 66. So he died at 54 years old. Jesuit order equals 54. Died in September 2017 of a heart attack while in Milwaukee. So he just dies out of nowhere. And the Greek Freak, a few years later, wins the NBA. I think the Bucks finished third in their conference. I think Philadelphia and Brooklyn were ahead of them. So look, 72 regular season games he played in. And then the Bucks close it out. They win the NBA on 7/20. July the 20th, like 72. Jesuit order as well equals 72. Unexpected death. I remember I've discussed all season about Giannis in 34. Born on the 340th day of the year. Where's the number 34? And Bucks equals 34. It's just so ritual. I just want to do all I can to bring these people down. I'm sick of it. And by the way, outside the stadium, there was tens of thousands of people watching it, all next to each other. Like, are we back to normal or not? What's going on? What's going on? I know what's going to go down. So obvious, I can't say it, but... Yeah, and his brother plays on the same team. They both win the NBA together. How perfect, eh? Sacrifice, in my opinion, but again, people are going to call me out. Maybe it was just an unexpected death. And a few years later, both his sons win the NBA together. And he died in Milwaukee. The Greek Freak. So, what do you think, guys? What do you think? You think this was organic, this NBA season? You think it's not rigged? You think what I'm doing is just lying to people and that gematria doesn't serve its purpose? That I just find these numbers and connect them? That I discussed heavily before the game, the 77-77 possibility, and after 3 quarters it's 77-77. I discuss 201 in so many of my videos, and the Bucks win the NBA on the 201st day of the year. I've been discussing 42, I don't know for how many months, if you watch all my videos. Maybe 3 or 4 months I've been discussing the number 42, and the Bucks win it 4-2. I thought the Suns were going to win it 4-2. I was so sure it would end 4-2, but I thought it would be the Suns. But it was 4-2 to the Bucks. And your boy Giannis plays 42 minutes. So there you have it, guys. The NBA is an absolute joke.